Does she treat you like you're nothing more than a ghost? A mere shadow with no substance? Only replying when she's bored, or worse, only when she needs a little favor? Sit tight, my friend, because I'm about to hit you with some hard truths that might sting at first, but trust me, they'll set you free. It's not about a lack of time. It's all about lack of interest. She's ignoring you because she can, and guess why she can? Because you yourself handed over the keys to your emotional kingdom. But hey, relax. Today marks the turning point. I'm going to show you how to stop playing the background extra in her drama and step up to be the leading man in your own life. Spoiler alert, this isn't about magic. It's pure strategy. And honestly, once you've transformed yourself, you won't even care if she ends up regretting underestimating you. By then, you'll be so extraordinary that her opinion will be worth less than an overdue utility bill. Take a moment. How many times have you settled to be the last option on the menu? How many times have you gobbled up emotional crumbs, convincing yourself it was a feast? It's time, my friend, to say, enough is enough. No more settling for leftovers and calling it love. So buckle up. By the end of this video, you'll have the tools to flip the script. Not only will you change the way women see you, but more importantly, how you see yourself. Because it all starts with you. But first, let me be blunt. This content is here thanks to someone who had the good sense to like and subscribe before diving in. Now it's your turn to prove you're not just another digital freeloader. Hit that subscribe button and drop a thanks in the comments, not for me, but for the algorithm, which will help spread this dose of reality to more people who need a wake-up call. No more dilly-dallying. Let's get down to business. Number 1, why she looks down on you and what it really means. Let's cut to the chase. Why does she treat you with contempt? Because she can. At some point, you gave her the green light to ignore you, to treat you like a backup plan, and yet you're still there, grinning like the nice guy who just got benched. Disdain isn't handed out from thin air, it's earned. How? By showering someone with all your attention, affection, and energy, only to have them barely lift a finger in return. It's like handing over a trophy to someone who didn't even show up for the race. The result? Zero motivation on her part, because you've already wrapped yourself up in a neat little package, making it all too easy for her to take you for granted. Before you start wondering, is it all my fault? Let's get one thing straight. Being a good person isn't the issue. It's the way you present yourself. You've turned into an open book, predictable and always on call. And what's the downfall of being too available? Nobody rushes to catch something they know is always up for grabs. Ever heard the saying, what comes easy isn't valued? Well, you've become the living, breathing definition of that. She knows you're there, waiting around, so why would she bother to prioritize you? Simply put, you're not on her priority list. And let's talk about the classic excuse. Oh, I'm just too busy. Really? The same person who posts stories 24/7, chats up all her friends in group chats, and double taps memes on Instagram can't spare a minute for your texts? It's not about time. It's about priorities. And guess whose priority you aren't? Now don't get me wrong. This isn't a call to drown in self-pity or start yelling, "She'll never love me." It's about realizing that her disregard only weighs as much as you let it. You're giving her the stage when she should be stuck in the audience. Now that you know why she looks down on you, let's talk about the missteps you're making that keep her comfortable as the Queen of Ice. Spoiler, that changes now. Number 2, the mistakes you're making and why she keeps ignoring you. Now that we've figured out why she's treating you like an emotional doormat, it's time to break out the mistake log. Newsflash. The problem isn't all on her. It's on you too. Here are the biggest missteps you need to drop immediately. Mistake 1. Trying too hard. You send good morning, good afternoon, and good night texts like clockwork. You comment on her photos, call frequently, and check in with texts like, "You seem off, everything okay?" What does she think? What a desperate guy. The more you force a reaction, the further she drifts away, because nothing screams low self-esteem like someone who begs for attention. The rule is simple. If you're chasing too hard, you're the one playing the pursuit game. And trust me, she's the one doing the hunting. Hint: hunters enjoy a challenge, not an easy catch. Mistake 2. Reacting to the disdain. She leaves you on red for hours, and your solution is to send yet another message, or worse, post passive-aggressive status updates like, "Some people only miss you when you're gone." And what happens? She and her friends laugh it off in a group chat screenshot. When you react like this, you hand over all your emotional control. You're essentially saying, "Her indifference consumes me," and that's a major no-no. Worst of all, it tells her that she's constantly on your mind, even when you can't even begin to crack her thoughts. Mistake 3. Settling for crumbs. She ignores your text for days, but when she finally drops a "Hey, stranger," you reply instantly as if witnessing a miracle. "Dude, stop it!" This isn't mutual effort, it's a performance. She tosses you a crumb, and you act like you just received a gourmet meal, proving you're always available for even the smallest scraps of attention. And what does that say? It says you accept the role of backup plan with a smile. Mistake 4. Making her life your entire world. You cancel your plans, put your own priorities on hold, and completely rearrange your life just to be at her beck and call. What does that make you? Someone predictable, with no life of your own, and ultimately, a burden. Nobody wants to be the sole center of someone's universe when there's an entire galaxy out there. It's suffocating and screams neediness. The result? She drifts further away. In conclusion, these mistakes not only keep her dismissing you, but also chip away at your self-esteem. If you see yourself in any or all of these errors, relax, because it's not too late to turn things around. Now you're probably thinking, all right, so what do I do to change this? And that's exactly what we're diving into next. This isn't about wallowing in self-pity. It's all about taking bold action. If you're tired of being treated like recyclable trash, the kind that even the pickup truck ignores, then it's time to put a stop to this circus. Step 1. Open your eyes. Step 2. Check out the digital guide linked in the video description. After you read it, you'll learn how to become the guy she never saw coming. Cool, calculated, and utterly intolerant of disrespect. Learn how to stop playing the nice guy and become the man who not only earns respect, but makes her nervous about losing you. Enough with the embarrassment, begging for scraps of attention, and settling for the bare minimum. It's time to flip the table, play the right cards, and kick out anyone who doesn't deserve a seat in your life. The game changes now, not for her, but for you. Because from this moment on, you set the rules, not someone with an oversized ego who can't even decide what they want. Get out there, take control of the chaos, and start being the man she'll never underestimate again. Number 3, the game changer. What to do to make her regret ignoring you. Now that you've mapped out the battlefield and identified your missteps, it's time to move from being a background extra in her story to becoming the main event in your own. And the best part? This isn't about petty revenge. It's about genuine self-improvement. The goal isn't to have her chasing after you. It's to transform yourself into someone who doesn't even care if she's around. Let's break down the strategies. 1. Disappear strategically. Quit being that overplayed, predictable character in her album. Want to be noticed? Become a rare gem. Want respect? Sometimes disappearing is your best move. But don't mistake this for playing games or being moody. This is calculated strategy. Timing is key. Don't rush to answer texts in 0.2 seconds. Let time work for you. Go off the radar. Limit your social media presence so you're not always in her line of sight. Want attention? First, claim yours. Let silence speak. If she doesn't miss you, consider it a win. You've just saved yourself a ton of emotional energy. The space you create forces people to recognize what they've lost. And if she doesn't notice, even better. 2. Build a life without her. While you're off the grid, focus on becoming the man you've always wanted to be. Spoiler, this transformation isn't for her, it's for you. Upgrade your look. Hit the gym. Try a new haircut. Invest in clothes that make you look sharp. First impressions matter, and no one's impressed by a before picture in a shampoo ad. Chase your goals, advance your career, set financial targets, and cultivate ambition. Success is an irresistible fragrance. Expand your social circle. Make new friends, attend events, dive into new hobbies. Prove that your life is not only moving on, but has become way more exciting. The bottom line? Become so incredible that when she weighs her options, she sees that you're the one who's truly winning. 3. Show your worth without trying too hard. When you're living your best life, your value shines naturally, no spotlight needed. Want her and everyone to notice? Keep it subtle. Post the essentials only. A snapshot from an adventure, a candid moment at an event, or simply living your life to the fullest. No over-the-top captions or subtle digs, just you and your transformation. Steer clear of overdoing it. Your goal isn't to prove anything, it's to demonstrate that you're busy being awesome. Be seen, but not available. Appear where you want to be without making a show of it. Real interesting people don't beg for attention, they command it. 4. Don't react, maintain control. When she eventually notices you're not the same, curiosity might knock at her door. Here's the classic test. She texts, "You disappeared, everything okay?" You reply, "All good, and you?" Keep it cool, minimal emotion, no drama. The less energy you give away, the more she sees that the power has shifted. The secret is simple. The worst reaction for someone who ignored you is one of indifference. She'll quickly realize the game has changed, and you're no longer at her mercy. In conclusion, you can't control her feelings, but you can control how much they affect you. Once you decide you no longer need her, or anyone else's approval, you redefine the dynamic entirely. Will she regret it? Maybe. Will she realize she let go of something amazing? Perhaps. But the only regret that really matters is not having prioritized yourself sooner. Let's recap. Why she disdains you. It's not about your real value. It's about the permission you gave. The mistakes you made. They only fueled her power over you. Strategies to flip the script. Focus on yourself. Vanish strategically. Rebuild your life. And live so fiercely that your absence speaks louder than any message. What not to do if she comes back. Don't revert to old habits. Don't sacrifice the man you've become. And above all, never lose sight of your newfound worth. Put these strategies into action, and your transformation will be unstoppable. Not only will she see you differently, but the whole world will. When you value yourself, respect isn't something you beg for, it just comes naturally. Number 4, what not to do when she comes crawling back. Congratulations. You finally climbed out of that emotional pit, and now she's starting to realize what she's lost. Sure, curiosity and a bruised ego might prompt her to send a "Hey stranger" message. Take a deep breath. This is the most treacherous moment. Too many people wreck all their progress at this point. Don't be that guy. Here's your checklist of what not to do when she starts showing signs of life again. 1. Don't take her back without questioning. She vanished, ignored you, and treated you like a background character. Now she wants to come back, and you're about to roll out the welcome mat like nothing happened? Absolutely not. The very least you should do is ask, why is she coming back? Is she genuinely interested, or does she just want to know she still has you on standby? Has she truly realized her mistake, or is she just lonely and bored? Accepting any crumb of attention out of neediness would be a slap in the face to the amazing man you've become. Remember, the power now lies with you, not her. 2. Don't fall back into dependency. The initial thrill might catch you off guard. She sends a message. You get excited. You start giving her top billing again. And before you know it, you're back in that toxic cycle. Available, predictable, and dependent. The result? She'll treat you the same way she always did because nothing's really changed. Don't put her life above your own. Show that you've got priorities and she isn't automatically at the top. Remember, she needs to earn your respect. not the other way around. If you fall into this trap, everything you've built up will crumble faster than a house of cards. 3. Don't pretend nothing ever happened. Her disregard wasn't an accident, it was a choice. Acting like the past doesn't matter just invites a repeat performance. This isn't about holding grudges. It's about remembering the value you fought so hard to reclaim. Any reconnection should happen on your terms, in your time, not in a desperate bid to please her or pretend everything's perfect. Ignoring what happened just resets the cycle, and guess what? You're back to square one. 4. Don't sacrifice the new you. Perhaps the most common and tragic mistake. You've evolved, rebuilt your confidence, learned to live for yourself. And now, because of one tempting message or a fleeting moment of weakness, you risk throwing it all away to win back someone who once put you down? Not a chance. She's now intrigued because she's noticed your transformation. Don't undo that for the sake of her approval. Your evolution is what puts you in the driver's seat. Handing that back over would be like giving the keys of your life to someone who trampled all over it. In conclusion, if she comes back, the rule is crystal clear. Don't go back to being the supporting character in her story. She must earn her place if she even deserves one in your new life. Remember, the goal was never to have her chase you back. It was to become the man who decides who gets to be part of his life. Now let's wrap this up with a call to action that seals your transformation and ensures you never fall back into old habits. The final word. Here's the truth you need to carry with you. The lesson, my friend, is as stark as it is liberating. The sting of her disregard only hurts because you gave away too much power to someone who didn't deserve even a minute of your time. Once you shift your focus toward yourself, your growth, and evolving into a more confident, fascinating, and resilient version, you completely change the game, not just with her, but with everyone around you. Will she regret it? Maybe. Will she eventually realize that she tossed away something truly valuable? Perhaps. But here's what really matters. How much do you care? Spoiler. After your transformation, you probably won't. Because the only regret worth having is not having prioritized yourself sooner. Let's recap what you've learned. Why she looks down on you. It's not about your true worth. It's about the permissions you granted. Your mistakes, they only enhanced her power over you. The strategies to flip the game. Focus on yourself, vanish strategically, rebuild your life, and live so spectacularly that your absence speaks louder than any text. What not to do when she comes back. Don't revert to old patterns. Don't sacrifice your progress. And above all, never forget the man you've become. If you put all this into practice, the transformation is inevitable. Not only will she see you differently, the whole world will. Because when you become a man who truly values himself, respect isn't something you chase. It naturally follows. And here's the final truth. If she realizes she lost you, great. If not, even better. You're no longer chasing after approval or validation. You're too busy living the life you deserve, surrounded by people who genuinely respect you. As the old saying goes, if someone doesn't appreciate you, they don't deserve the honor of being in your presence. Now it's up to you. If you're ready to flip the switch, drop a "I value myself" in the comments to mark this new beginning. And seriously, don't be selfish. Share this video with that friend who's still clinging to someone who doesn't even deserve the fare of an Uber ride. Let's spread this message and save more people from the trap of being an emotional doormat. It's time to change. No more excuses, no more regrets.